Well, let's go back. Hi, I'm sorry, Ed Lewis. Again, taking back the brushes, and we're going into the next segment. So let's go back and look at the last thing we were talking about, which basically is why is it so hard to trust that we are worth being loved and unconditionally accepted just as we are? Why is that problematic? Well, one reason is religions. And we mentioned that in the last segment. We'll look at it more thoroughly in another separate segment because it's a big one. And I've set aside a section for that purpose. But the word grace, as used in the Bible, means undeserved favor. It means you don't deserve to be your Father's creation. You don't deserve to be loved. You don't deserve to be cared for and accepted unconditionally. That's what the word grace means. It says that he puts up with our crap because he got blood out of his son. That's basically what he said. He killed his son as a substitute for you and me. What a bunch of bullshit. How could a good father, which God would have to be, our Creator would have to be a good father and a good dad, how could he or she judge you and condemn you and ultimately condemn his unique, supposedly, son because of what two people did, Adam and Eve? So yeah, they screwed up, let's say. You know, they ate the apple, they did the wrong thing, according to the Bible. And then because of that, God condemned them. He judged them. He condemned them to eternal separation. And then he lumped all the rest of us in with it. Billions of people because of what they did. You buy into that? I used to, and I need to apologize to all the people who I have told openly and honestly that I believe that. It can't be true if God is a good father. So therefore, I would say to us today that religion has perverted or changed the original meaning or characteristic of God. And so, again, bullshit. Another problem is that from there, that someone's always trying to control us, to control our thinking, to control how we view ourselves. Is that right? Seems like it, doesn't it? God lives in us. My gosh. If you don't hear anything else in this whole seminar, and I really hope and pray that you do, God lives in you no matter what you believe, no matter what you say or do, God lives in you. And it's foundational to our persons, to ourselves. He created spirits to be placed within humanity. He created persons, which is what our spirits are, to be placed within humanity so that those persons could relate correctly to God, who is spirit. He is a spirit, a divine spirit, not a human spirit, but a spirit. Our Creator, our Father, and our Dad has to be a good Creator, a good Father, and a good Dad. It just has to be that. And when I say He lives in you and He lives in me, the next question that I once asked the man who shared this with me many, many years ago, God couldn't live in junk, could he? God couldn't live in crap, could he? And the man said, no, it was because of what Jesus did that he could overlook. You know, when I used to walk into a room, when my dad was in a room, he'd look at me like I was manure, like I was a piece of crap, like he didn't want me around. And I later found out he didn't. Bless his heart, he didn't know. Is that what you want to feel from God? Yeah, you're a piece of crap, but I'll accept you anyway. That's what we're feeling. God can't live in junk. God can't live in trash. God doesn't live in your mind or your emotions or your will. God lives in your spirit. So are you ready to stand up? Are you ready to allow yourself, as you were created to be, to come forward and to dream and to be hopeful? You're empowered to be and to succeed in what you were created and gifted to do and to be. I'll say that again. We are empowered to be and to be successful in that being because we're uniquely created and gifted to do that. Whatever it is that our dad is saying, here, Ed, this is what you should be doing. You should be creating this video, and I'm not saying it was God ordained, but I think it was God led. You should be creating this video to give people hope that they're good enough by giving them a correct self-image, that they are good enough already to be loved and to be accepted by their creator and their dad.